Good afternoon and welcome to More Meets the Eye. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be covering G.I. Joe Classified Series Zarana, the sister to Zartan. Yeah, we're going to be covering the one of the members of the Dreadnoughts. There it is. I kept wanting to say Dreadpool, and I knew that was wrong. Dreadnoughts. One of the Dreadnoughts. She's a She's an excellent action figure, that's for sure. And we're going to go into depth today and cover her. It's why this is a figure that I am very excited to bring to you today. I think it's an excellent figure to collect, and today we're going to talk about why and do a little review from a blind person's perspective. I thank all of you for watching, and of course, can't start one of my videos off without dropping something. I think that's kind of mandatory nowadays for me to mess up and cause something to fall over. So let's just get into Zarana here and talk about her pros and cons, because she definitely has a lot of pros and there's a couple of cons. So, like on my normal videos, we're going to cover the accessories, and then we're going to get into sculpt and articulation. We're going to try and cover sculpt and articulation at the same time to try and make this video a little shorter. My G.I. Joe classified videos used to get a lot of attention, but ever since YouTube changed its algorithm stuff, my G.I. Joe classified videos get the least attention next to my building Braille. Seems a lot of people are into the Transformers, and I'm not getting as many views as I used to on my G.I. Joe classified stuff. But that's okay, because you know what? It's going to be there when people need it, and that's why I've built this channel, so that people can have a resource when they need the resource. So let's get into that, and let's get into Zarana, starting off with her gun, which has got a circular saw blade at the end of it because she's a mad person and believes that having a saw blade at the end of your gun, that is just gruesome. I think that's a war crime. Yeah, she looked at a bayonet and went, nah, I've got a better idea. So there's a circular saw blade at the end. It's attached to her gun. You can feel all the rivets and stuff and the little arms that hold it in place. And I assume she like starts it up and just straight down on a person. Not a nice way of fighting. That'll lead to permanent damage. There's the gun itself is really nice. It feels like something that rednecks helped cobble together, which the Dreadnoughts they're kings of redneck engineering. And it's got a nice stock on it. This is a really fun gun. There's some great textures. Got that cool rough texture at the top. You got the two little bits that you can actually attach well, you can't actually do it, but they did set them up. They're iron sights, but they can also be used to, you know, string to hold it together. A little sling holster or something. I don't know. And I do know it's a fun feeling weapon. It's a gruesome feeling weapon, and I think owning this weapon, gets you a war crime. The shoulder stock is a nice one, and the ammo can be removed and put back in. I'm glad they're continuing to keep that. And this gun isn't made out of rubber. Isn't that nice? It's not a rubbery gun like what we got with Grunt and Outback. Why do we get rubbery guns? I don't like rubbery guns. I want solid guns, thank you. Set that gun off to the side, and let's talk about her backpack. And her backpack is something pretty neat. We've seen this before with other things, but this is the first time we've seen a backpack that only holds one weapon. It holds her Bowie sword. It's like a Bowie knife like a Bowie knife and a short sword got together and had a child, and that's what this thing is. It is a nasty weapon, and it fits into the sheath in her backpack, like in the very center of it. So it comes out the center of the backpack, really stylish feeling. I bet you it looks pretty too. The only problem with mine is that I think somebody screwed up with the QC, because there's this stuff on the side of the blade there. And it does stop you from being able to shove it in all the way, and that is a shame. It like gets caught up right there. And I know this blade may go down deeper, but I don't know. Let me know. Is that QC problem, or was that stuff supposed to be there on the blade, right between my fingers there, if you can see it? I think it's weird. But the Bowie knife is nice. It's about the length of her forearm. Let's take a look at that. Bring out your forearm for lengthening. Okay, so booyah, right there, right past the wrist. Yeah, look at that. It goes all the way from the just past the wrist to just at the elbow. So definitely short sword relation. The backpack isn't too much to talk about. She obviously doesn't care about carrying much on her. She's got a bedroll, what feels like a bedroll, tied down beneath it. And there doesn't seem to be any sort of pockets or anything that she can keep other stuff in. So she's got to have a vehicle with her if she intends to go for long durations because she needs those supplies. So, but the, the dreadnoughts were never known for taking long excursions. Coming down further to this other, she's got a dirk in her right hip holster. She's got a little dirk holster, sheath, if you will, and yeah, it's a little dirk for some dirking. A dirk is, of course, a like a dagger, except its blade is very thin, and it's not made for slashing. It's made for just stabbing. So this is a stabbing weapon that she keeps on her sheath. There it goes. So that's pretty neat. I think that's fun. Now, let's talk about another accessory that's really fun, her hair. Her hair can pull off, and her hair's got some this one's what I call the 80s mullet hair, and it's got some great hair texture in here. They did such a good job with that. And I like how the hair in the 80s mullet just feels a little unruly, like she just ran her fingers through it to comb it and that's it. And then the other hair piece we come with, or we have here, is this one that's like a reverse mohawk, where she's combed her hair to create a cowlick down the center all the way to the back. And, there's no, she's combed it down on either side of her head to make that center cowlick occur. Pretty neat. There's a little bump in it, and I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe that was something in the show. I don't know. But there's this little bump that does interrupt the feel of the reverse mohawk going all the way around. Um, Now, this hair is kind of neat because you can do two things with it, and I discovered this accidentally. So we put the hair on the right way. Actually, you know what? We'll showcase the reverse mohawk hair because you haven't seen that yet, if you can see. Uh, there it goes. She gets the reverse mohawk hair. And you can put it on her hair normal style, where it comes down all the way to the back and it gives her a little bit of a forehead there. But that is what I think is normal for how this hair fits. Or you can reverse the hair because of the way the head's been made. The hair can actually just get put in the other direction. I don't know if this is going to bend the hair up too much or not. You just gotta make sure you put the little phalanges that go down either side of her ear off to the sides so they don't get caught underneath it. But when you put it on the other direction, she looks like she's from the 50s with this big old poofy hair thing that comes down her forehead and almost touches her nose. Like she's got this big clump of hair on her forehead now. I think that's fun. It's kind of neat. It's a way to change it up a bit. The hair does hide her ears a bit more too, and yeah, that's something cool. And if you do it with the 80s hair, you get probably one of the cooler looking approaches, which is to put that down there. And now the hair actually is bang style, and it comes up off of her forehead a bit, like she put in some hair gel and just made it look a little rough and like she slept in it, but it's sticking up from her head and gives her these crazy bangs that she can look out from under. I think that's neat that you can flip these hairs around and get two different things. So it's like she came with four hair sculpts. Isn't that cool? I'm going to give her 80s hair, the 80s mullet hair in the normal way because I just like the 80s mullet hair the most. I think it's a very fun hairstyle and it's got a lot going on for it. Now to talk about her face, we've got two eyebrows that are very well done, very nice nose, not deep set in eyes, but definitely nice eyes in there. You can feel all sorts of fun things. And her mouth is doing a bit of a smirk, I think. And she's smiling slightly, smirking. Always hard to tell with the mouth, but I think that's a bit of a smirk frown. Scowl. Yeah, that's what it is. It feels like it's a scowl. Now, her head can tilt to the right pretty far. She can basically put her ear almost on her right shoulder. Tilt to the left pretty far. She can almost put her ear on her left shoulder. Yeah, I can like that. So she can almost do that. Now she can put her head down where her knee, her chin will will stop on her collarbone, which is pretty cool. And then she can actually pick her head all the way up, not her hair, and look decently far up. And now we get to the arms. Each arm is a little asymmetrical in that the left arm here has got these fun three spikes on it. It feels like they've been hammered into place. You got this really fun steel armor thing going on her left hand side. A little pauldron on her shoulder, coming down to her arm. Let's see, her arm here, twisted around a bit. We've got a fun elbow pad that's got spikes on it. I love that elbow pad, like something found out of Hot Topic. And after the elbow pad, we've got this wrist that feels like it's a leather glove. Let me know in the comments below if that's a leather glove or not. I do think it's kind of interesting. The glove goes all the way up to the elbow. I mean, if this isn't a glove, then she has got some tough elephant feeling skin. And then now to the other arm. The only difference between them is this arm doesn't have a shoulder pauldron. Instead, it's got these slatted iron sleeve things going up going down her shoulder to her elbow. I think that's really neat, and it's a fun texture. It feels like like the armadillos, how they have those layered circles. That's what it feels like. And then we come down to another elbow pad, glove, all that stuff on the arm is the same. Now arm movement, we've got 360-degree at the shoulder. It can also, on the left shoulder, can't really pick it up too far, but you can get a decent pickup there on the right shoulder. On the left shoulder, you can't get as much of movement as you could with the right. Uh, but that's because of the way that this is designed. You can't raise it up too far, which is a shame. I think that would look really cool if you could raise it up further than that. Now you can. It does have butterfly to move forward pretty decently, and even though you can't raise the arm up too far, you can still get that 360-degree and also double jointed elbows, which is nice. The wrist does swivel 360 degrees, and her left wrist goes up and down, and her right wrist goes up and down, her left wrist goes side to side. Okay, that is going on with her wrists and her arms, the articulation there. Core wise, she's got a breastplate, like a literal breastplate covering her breasts, and two straps going up on either side. One has a little more armor on the left hand side because it's part of that pauldron assembly. The other one's a little less, a little rough texture going on there on the right hand side, but more on that's just the straps that hold the armor in place. The armor is sleek. It doesn't feel too pitted. It's nice feeling armor. We do have a big bolt on one side of it that holds it to a strap. The other side doesn't have such a bolt. Now, coming down further, we'll tilt her back a bit to get all of this glorious sculpt work going down her core. Really nice muscle work going on in there. Really well done sculpting the muscle. Though I think they could have given her a six pack. I don't think they gave her the. Oh wait, one. Oh, she does have a six pack in there. It's just hidden, but that is a sculpted in six pack. So she does have a sculpted in six pack. Spin her around to the back, and we've got really nice, sleek feeling stuff going. Armor going down her back. She's very smooth, very nice with that. Articulation for the core. She can tilt sideways. She can tilt sideways, left and right. She can spin 360 degrees at the core. That's a ratchet in her core. So when she spins, it locks into place wherever she spins. That's a little extra. She can also spin at her core below at the waist. So she can spin there and spin there. So you can spin her there and spin her there and look at that. Yeah, that's crazy. She can look behind her. I think that's neat that you got those 2 points of articulation in there. You can spin her. You can spin this one that way, and you can spin that one that way, and then you can spin it all the way around. And now she's backwards. Her six pack is on her back. That's just neat. I think that's fun. Coming down here to her waist area, she's got a belt on, but not really much going on with that belt. It seems like it's just holding her pants on. She does have a sheath on her right hip, and coming around to the back, she's got a big old butt. Big old butt on this one. Around the front, nice jean pattern there, or whatever she's wearing. There's actually they put this slit in there for the zipper on your pants. I think that's really cool. That's a nice little attention to detail right there. Coming down and now the hips. We'll talk about the leg articulation once we're done describing the legs. So coming down the legs, we've got armor plates on both of the front of the legs, like a reverse chaps. She's got armor plating. I think that's fun. And coming down to her legs, she's got these knees. I mean, she's got pants feeling fabric. It feels like blue jeans or something that she's wearing. But her knees are actually covered by her boots. Her boots have knee pads on them. So if you bend her knees down, you can actually feel that there is no knee pad on her. That's just more of that blue jean feeling fabric. And that's kind of neat that there's two different textures for the knee because of the knee pad attached to the boots. Now there is a boot swivel, and that boot swivel starts right at the edge of the boot. Just that's so fun, and I love that. They didn't cut the calf muscles in half or anything. They put the boot swivel right below where the knee connects. Very nicely done there. The boot's got some really fun textures too. We've got a really nice knee pad texture. I love that feel. It's kind of rough, but it's got these lines in it. Yeah, it's just fun. Coming down here, she's got these nice boots on that go all the way up to her knees. Really great boots. She's got spurs on the backs of her heels, which is really fun. And now let's talk articulation with it. She's got drop down hinge on each side. Can pick the leg up, oh, really far. But she, if she were to bend in that direction, maybe she can kick herself in the face. Like let's see. Try. She can't do it. She tries so hard to kick herself in the face, but she just can't. Okay. That's the articulation there. There's some swivel going on in the thigh area, but the big swivel's down here at the boot. Then we've got double jointed knees. I talked about that. And coming down here, we've got the typical stuff for the foot, but we also have a ratcheted foot moving back and forth, which is really nice, really well done. I do like the feet on her. And let's straighten her all up. Let's make sure those drop down hinges are dropped in. And for some reason, though, that I can't really figure out, this figure likes falling backwards. And I don't get it because I think maybe it's her butt. Maybe they positioned the legs a bit too far back because she's got nothing on her back that would cause that to happen. No crazy heavy hair, just a butt that goes out a little further than I think it should. And that's all. Um, Overall rating of her is pretty good. I give her a 9.5 out of 10. Now let's do some size comparisons. We'll do one with her brother here, Zartan. Zartan and her next to each other. Let's make sure your drop down hinges, hips are in place. We don't want you to seem much larger than you actually are. Now, he is very nice. So let's compare these side by side. Okay. We got the shoulder of Zartan is taller than the shoulder of his sister, back to back. And we got that his sister is definitely shorter than him. He's definitely a lot wider than her, too. But it comes to the shoulders. But I think they work great as a team. And they do feel similar enough that you don't feel weird putting them together. Now, finally, let's bring out Cobra Bat. Let's take off his backpack. We don't need your backpack, Bat. We don't need your backpack. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's make sure your drop-down hinges are in place. We don't want you to screw up too much. And this is by far one of my favorite action figures I've ever owned. It's just so much fun. Let's compare them. Okay, Zarana goes all the way up, but the top of her head is way below the top of his. And not way below, but decently enough. Shoulder to shoulder, her shoulders are a lot lower than his shoulders. Width-wise, she is very skinny compared to Cobra Bat. And finally, let's put the Cobra Bat behind them and put the sister and brother duo in front. I think all of these figures work well with one another, and this is just another great addition to the G.I. Joe Classified line. Like I said before, I'm going to give this thing a 9.5 out of 10. And before I let you go, I just recently found out that I will be covering a panel at TFCon Saturday morning, October 21st in Orlando, Florida. So if you want to see me there or hear me speak, then you know where to go. I should be on the schedule whenever they post the schedule soon. I also would like to thank all of you who watch and share and like my videos. it's been really, it's been really great. We're past the 2.5 year marker. We're moving well into our third year. January 23rd is our third year anniversary here at the Blind underscore Prime. And I just want to thank you all so much. It's been a journey so far, raising awareness for the blind through alternative means and methods, and I can't do any of that without you, my viewers and my listeners. So, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for helping me accomplish my dream. And until next time, bye bye for now.